Say less but do more. Like chess, move correct or get moved on. You can't make big moves if you a pawn. You can't swim with the big fish, you a prawn. You ain't built for the fast lane, move along. I live the fast life, get it in and get it gone. You can't walk in my shoes cause you're stepping wrong. They ain't opening doors, I'ma take it off. Yeah, life's with a bitch but we get along. We had the ups and downs, don't get me wrong.
We'll start off with your artist name.
Artist name J.Ellis. Ellis.
Alright, cool. So how long have you been making music?
I've been making music, writing down little rhymes and stuff since about 2002 when I first went to Aubrey Court Youth Centre. It all started from there. That's it.
And how did you get started into like putting out music?
Putting out music, I first got invited on radio maybe in about 2003-04 on Passion FM. Crazy was on there and he invited me on the radio, and since then, back then it wasn't no internet, so you had to kind of just burn music on a CD and give it out, and well, not even CD, tape. So I ended up, after that I was in SP Crew, and we was on radio as well. We had copper radio shows and we used to just burn off tapes and hand them out. Really got started from there.
Cool. So how did you form? Was it always Ellis or did you form into that later?
It was MC Ellis at the start.
Ellis.
Yeah,
Okay,
because that was more garage grime days, so it was MC Ellis, and then took the MC off and it was just Ellis by itself. And now it's J.Ellis.
So how did you become, how did you go from being MC Ellis into like OR and hang out with Wish and all them kind of people?
Well, after the SP days, one day I seen Gilly down by Albany, and he's like, oh, he's starting a crew called Official Recordings. He was with Vils. That's the first time I ever seen Vils.
Okay.
And he's like, come to the studio, and then we just went from there.
That's sick.
Basically, and that's how it all started. Wish came in, and then it was the four of us, and went from there. Just kept putting out music, banging it out. Yeah, he went from there, and then the name just kept buzzing around the city, kept getting booked and stuff. And
you remember doing bits?
Yeah, we was doing bits. He's doing bits. So yeah,
we still all are doing bits.
Yeah,
I
guess.
Even went off.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Everyone just went up and did their own thing.
Yeah, so that's how it started. It was really Gilly's creation. Gilly put it together.
Alright, cool.
And then he left.
Why is it you're not part of OR anymore?
Why am I not part of OR? There was just a lot of disagreements, and a lot of people weren't team players. They just want to score the goals, and some people were team players. I'm a team player, and I learned over the course of time, getting older and wiser, that not everybody is willing to do for you what you're willing to do for them. So the main problem was there was a few performances, and they wanted to keep me off the performances so they could get more performance time. And I was like, I've brought you lot in hundreds of things. That I've built studios just for you lot. I had a child, I wasn't even using the studio at the time, and it was all them. So that was the final straw for me. But it's all love, man. They're still my people. I still support them. Two of the best out there, so yeah, I still support them.
Yeah, that's no love.
It's all love. Shout out to them.
Yeah, man, definitely. During those days, what was like your favourite track to put out?
That I did put up?
Yeah. You mentioned Southwest yesterday, innit? So,
yeah.
Have you thought about it since then?
Definitely Southwest. Definitely Southwest. It showed a collective, like, unity in the city and unity as a group. So even if you look at the scenes in the video and that, it showed unity, especially like in St. Paul's, because the whole of St. Paul's, it was basically a celebration that day. We had a barbecue, all the kids was out, and then we went to Gloucester. So yeah, we travelled around for that video. It was a good look.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And you'll say that's your favourite track, yeah?
Yeah, that's my favourite track and favourite video.
Alright, cool. So we spoke on this yesterday, but I'm going to ask you to see if you say the same sort of things. What's your opinion on drill music? Not the current situation in Bristol, but what's your opinion of drill all around?
I like drill music. I just think sometimes it depends on the artist, I guess, but it can lack content. And the thing I don't like about it, I think it fuels the fire on certain beefs and stuff like that. That's my only problem with drill. But drill as a genre, I'm cool with it. No problems with it. I like drill.
As I was saying, you came yesterday and you said about how you won't allow like the youngers to make certain lyrics in here, and the older generation you'll say, maybe you shouldn't say that sort of thing. Is that kind of your stance on music in general, or just drill?
Basically drill, because I know that they're literally talking about real life situations. Like, they would literally do something yesterday, come in here and rap about it in detail. I chased so and so on that street, we ran him up there, I done this, I done that. So I just don't allow it, because I don't want to hold it on my conscience if something goes wrong from that. you can get locked up, you could be a victim. So I just don't allow it, and I don't want to see nothing happening to the youth anyway. So I'm not going to help them fuel it. So I just don't allow it in my studio at all.
You performed at Carnival in Cardiff recently. How was the experience travelling overseas to go and perform?
It was a good experience. It was my first performance. Well, as me in a while. I've done performances with other people. Other people's brought me out. Kanos have brought me out to Love Saves the Day. But yeah, as me, that was my first performance in a couple of years since being ill and all that stuff. So yeah, it was good, man. I was nervous, but it was good. And obviously, as I got there, I got rushed straight to the stage, so I didn't even get a chance to warm in. So yeah, but it was good. It was a good response, and I'm still getting good responses from it now. So yeah, man, I loved it.
That's good. So how did the connection happen between you and Miss Bean being involved with Butetown Carnival?
She got in contact with me through my dad, because my dad's involved in it somehow. His sound Qualitex, they was basically sound system for the day. So yeah, she contacted me through my dad.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
I missed this question yesterday. How did you link up with Apollo?
I've known Apollo from just growing up in St. Paul's, and in the SP days he was in a crew with Bugsy called Cold Hearted, so they were sort of like our youngers. So I've always known Apollo. We go way back. So recently he just started sending me stuff. Even the Doing the Most track, he was the one who sent it to me and like, yeah, I need some verses on it. But it's just called Doing the Most, but he didn't have the chorus or nothing. Originally I had the chorus, but it wasn't catchy enough, so his chorus was actually better than mine.
Cool. I have to check
Rare event, but yeah.
Alright, so how did you come up with All Out Entertainment? How did that process happen?
I was just thinking of a name for ages because I got the new studio and I wanted to do it the right way, so I needed a name. I can't remember the first name I came. It was something similar, but I couldn't register it. So All Out Entertainment was just the one that fitted, and it turned out to be the best one as well. So yeah, that's how that came about.
Yeah, it's dope. So how did you come up with the logo? Because that reminds me of PlayStation.
Sam Sterling made the logo. He made both my logos actually. So he came up with about 3 of them, and we both agreed. I sent it to a couple of my people, and he was like, "Yeah, that one's the best." So we went with that one.
Dope.
And then Squid Games copied my logo, so they owe me some money. Squid Games, you lot owe me some.
So what is next for Alex? What's music wise?
Music wise, just put out more music and see where it takes me. With the power of the internet, you can just throw it out like today, and I've got so many tracks just sitting there. So just keep putting out music, keep getting more bookings, more shows. Hopefully it becomes an earner. Music becomes my earner, my main earner. I make money from the studio, that's my main earner, but actual me as an artist, yeah, so that's what we're going for. So
do you think it's harder now to release music during the popularity of drill, or is it pretty much the same?
It's easier to release music, but it's harder to get noticed because there's so much music out there. So you can put out a track today and 100 other people can put out a track today, so everything gets saturated real quick. Like you can upload to a popular YouTube channel, but they might upload another 10 songs that day. So even in that you get saturated, and it's a lot harder to stand out. Attention spans are a lot shorter, which is why songs are a lot shorter now. So it's definitely easier to get the music out, but I would say it's harder to get noticed. So yeah.
This leads into the next question. It's pretty much the same answer. It's like, do you think this is the best era to be releasing content?
Exactly the same answer, yeah. So it's definitely the easiest to release it, but harder to get noticed again. But you got really now, you got to have a gimmick almost to get out of there. Like the music is not enough. You got to do. People would say to me, "Nah, you got to go do this. You got to do that." But if it's not you, it's not you. I'm not the loudest guy in the room all the time, so I can't do certain gimmicks just to get noticed. If you don't notice me just for the music, then I'm not really interested anyway. I could do it. You get what I'm saying? So
that's a sick answer. Oh, dear. All right, cool. So, who are you listening to now, or who would you tell anybody to check out?
Listening to what, Bristol wise or just anywhere?
Bristol or worldwide?
I'll start with Bristol. I'll do Bristol. Pine. Because I know him personally, and I know everything he's talking about is actual real life. So I would say Pine. Bad Stallion. Especially when she does the conscious music.
Yeah, the new ones are
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. It's Bad Stallion and what's that other girl called? I don't know if it's MOE or Mo.
Oh, Mo, yeah,
she's
yeah.
hard. She's
Money
hard.
over everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it means. Yeah,
I'm
she's
working
hard.
with her, innit?
And then a lot of the youngers as well. I can't remember a lot of their names, but a lot of the youngers I'm listening to as well. A lot of the drill guys.
Yeah, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right, cool. So, who are you listening to outside of Bristol? Who would you like to say, yeah, check out this person?
Ooh. Tough question again. I still listen to a lot of American rap mostly, so I'll say I'm not really onto no one too new. What's that guy called? I think it's Millies or something like that. A new white rapper. I think he signed to Jadakiss.
Interesting.
He's quite good. And then just usual heads, like I still listen to the Locks and stuff. I'm old school, so that's what inspires me to make music. So I still listen to like the Locks and shit like that. Even Tupac and that to this day.
I still
So
listen to Pac.
yeah,
All the
of course. So yeah, I keep it old school.
The genres of rhyme being cancelled and stuff because of, like, everyone saying we should cancel drill because it's violent and stuff like that. So obviously you were part of the grime days and the SP days, so you saw the violence and sort of stuff that went down during those days. Obviously not to pay anybody up, but like did you think like grime should have been banned or like hip hop should have been banned because Pac got shot or anything like that? You know what I mean?
That's where I sound hypocritical saying that I won't allow the youngers to do what they're doing. But maybe some of the older should have stepped in when we was doing it and been like, we're not going to allow you to do it. But then again, they couldn't have, because back then it was just some decks and a mic in somebody's bedroom. So we can do it. There was no restriction what he's doing. But then I kind of sound hypocritical because we done the exact same stuff. It's just that we didn't go into detail with it, and it would just be like a one-off incident. We wouldn't do something and then make a song about doing it. That's where the difference is. With drill, it's kind of continuous, but obviously we did get into stuff over music, which ultimately led to the end of SP. We was not allowed to perform or anything after a while. So
that's mad. That's
so
crazy. You got shut down.
Yeah, that's literally. I don't even know if a lot of people know that, but that's basically how it ended. Selector Watson would know that because we had a meeting with the police or something like that at one point. And he basically begged them to put us on one more show and begged that nothing will happen at the show. And then something happened at the show. So that was basically just the final straw. And that weren't even with like who we was normally beefing with. That was people from our own ends that we ended up getting into it with. So it was just a wrap after that for SP. But you live and you learn. At least with us, people wasn't dying. There was incidents happening, but by the grace of God, nobody died. So
luckily, for real.
Time is a healer. Enough of those people I'm actually cool with now. Our kids would be in the same class at school and all that kind of stuff, and we're like, yo, look at how cool that stuff we've been through, and now we're just, you know what I'm saying, time's a healer, as long as it doesn't get too far. But when you've got people dying and stuff, you can't forgive that. So that's where the difference is.
See, that's the problem with it all.
Yeah, exactly. And then just to make matters worse, someone dies, and then you make a song mocking the death. So there is no getting over it. And ultimately, that's how a lot of the beef with SP started. Because people said certain things they shouldn't have said, and they know that it was wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's where it took a step too far, and then people just lucky that everyone stayed alive, basically. So, pure luck. But you live and you learn, and time is a healer. A lot of those people, as I say, we're all cool now, because we're old. We're all old, and a lot of us are parents, and we're all wiser, and it's just
because you know that this could happen to your children.
Exactly.
It's different, isn't it?
Exactly.
So since we're on the topic of that, what would you say to youngers that are like on the road and like part of these gangs and carrying certain things? Like what would you say to them?
I would say to them, there's going to become a certain point in your life where you look back at it and think, oh, that was a load of bullshit. Do you get what I'm saying? You're gonna be, what the fuck was that all about? But if you get into it too deep, you don't get the chance to look back on it and say that, because you might be dead or in jail. But there is going to definitely be a point. There might even be a point where something happened to one of your mates and it was meant to happen to you. And you think, wow, I was lucky to get away with that, so let me just stop now. But you wanna stop before it even gets to that level. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I would say. Just stop now. But I was hard-headed at that age. Like, no one could tell me shit, to be honest. So it's hard to get through to them.
It is. Because they're surrounded by that.
Exactly. And
it's glorified.
It's very glorified. And that's almost, in this day and age, that's what makes you popular.
Yeah.
it's a popularity thing. So if I'm not doing this, I might not even be able to get any girls, or I might not even. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's different now. So
It's a different era.
yeah, it's just a different era altogether. But I would say stop before there's no going back.
That's cool. So, what sort of solutions, since we're on this topic, what sort of solutions do you think that we can take into the streets to stop these kids like, acting out and carrying weapons and stuff like that? What can we do?
That's the only thing I don't know, because at that age I always carried a weapon. Literally, picking up my phone now was the equivalent to picking up a weapon at that age. And how can you tell someone to put down a weapon knowing that there's people after them with a weapon?
That's crazy.
That's the difficult bit.
Yeah.
So I don't, unless you can get both sides to drop the weapons, is a hard one. It's a very hard one. It's a hard one.
So I always ask people these questions about solutions. Interested, always.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know.
You don't know.
It's catch-22,
Yeah, you
isn't it?
literally don't. How do you tell someone just stop it, and they know that so and so just killed my friend,
Yeah.
and or so and so's after me?
Exactly, and it's mad that people even know you're being after now. If someone was after you, you had no idea.
Exactly. So
there, like, we're coming to kill you.
that is the solution. The only thing is, like, once you're in it, it's hard to tell them anything. You just got to stop the people after them from getting in it. That's where it's got to stop. So for my kids, I'm always going to tell them, don't ever get into that stuff. You're not getting into. If you get into a gang, we're moving into one of those places that just got a post office 10 miles down the road. Like, there's no other gangs, there's no other nothing. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? But that's the only way you can stop it. You got to go to the generation after that and tell them, just don't get into it. Because once you're in it, it's very hard to stop.
That's 100.
Especially how it is now, like people mocking your dead friend, and do you get what I'm saying? Like, how do you stop?
This is what I mean. And
You
like,
can't control somebody's anger who's going through that at all.
And this is the thing: do we blame the artist for speaking, or do we actually have to come a bit further and blame producers? Like, hang on, you're letting this come out. Like, aren't you part of the problem too? Like, you know what I mean?
But sometimes the producer don't, like, depends who they're around. Like, they only listen to who they respect.
This is true.
And if you haven't lived it, they're not going to listen to you anyway. Which is why a lot of the kids don't come here no more, because they respect me. So it's like, if we're not going to listen to him anyway, we might as well not be around him, kind of thing. So sometimes you can't, I don't know who you can blame. I guess charity starts at home, but you can't, nobody knows. Parents don't know what their kids do once they leave the house. I'm sure every parent wants their kids to come home safe. So
100.
no one knows what their kids do. My mum didn't have a clue what I done once I left the house. Do you get what I'm saying? So nobody knows. Like, but it's easier to know now because of social media and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's a tricky one, man. My kids are still young, so I don't know. It's a hard one.
And since you're on this as well, like, do you think diss tracks still have a place within music? Because it does draw a lot of attention, and people do get a lot of entertainment out of it.
Well,
I'm not talking about the violent ones. I'm talking about the
well,
songs
people blow from it. Bugsy Malone's a perfect example. People can, but he was beefing with someone he doesn't know, someone who's not from his own city. So there's not going to be a comeback like that.
And driving into Tottenham at 3
Yeah, it is exactly. So it's different, but yeah, I love diss tracks.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a diss track guy. Like that's why I still listen to old rap, because I love diss tracks. I'll still put on Hit 'Em Up every now and again. So do you get what I'm saying? So I love diss tracks. So there's definitely a place for diss tracks, but it's just how far are you going to take it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Is it going to stay lyrical, or is it going to become physical?
It is, exactly.
You know,
But when it's someone you know and it's personal and you're saying personal stuff, the chances are, if you see them, something's going to happen, which is why I try to stay out of bullshit. If you notice, I never get into any bullshit on Facebook.
No.
Even when I see it going on, I read through the comments, laugh, and just keep it moving.
For artists that are just starting out, what sort of advice would you give them now?
I would say if you're going to do it, just do it. Just do it non-stop. That's the only way. All this stopping, starting stuff, it don't really work. If you're going to do music, just do it continuously. Just keep throwing out material, and you don't know which one's going to be the one that takes you somewhere. Sometimes it's just one that you didn't like that ended up blowing. So just keep doing it. Just keep putting out music. Consistency is key, man. What do they say? Hard work beats talent.
This is true.
I never used to believe that, but it's definitely true.
And when
Definitely.
talent ain't working, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So hard work beats talent. Just keep putting the work in, and it shows. All the people from Bristol, for instance, all the hardest working people, those are the names that are out there. Yeah. So hard work beats talent every single time.
100%. So what? Since we're on that, what artists in Bristol stand out to you because of their work rate?
Wish, definitely. Definitely. That was part of our fallout because he thought I wasn't working hard enough.
Oh wow.
But that's because I was going through some shit and I just had kids and stuff like that. So he was always like, "Oh, we need to do this, and I didn't blame him for that, but there was a time when they wasn't working hard enough and I was the guy saying, "Come on, come do." I was the encourager instead of the guy like, "Nah, you're not putting in the work, fuck you." I was the guy like, come on, trying to inspire guys to put in the work. So yeah, anyway, gone off topic, but I would say Wish, JO117.
Come on.
Bugsy to a certain extent, because there was a time when everyone stopped, especially in like the SP Cold Hearted days after SP ended, because he was kind of sort of in SP because he was related to Double and Spiny.
That's right, yeah.
So, but when we kind of stopped, he just kept going and going and going, and his name just got bigger and bigger. So I'd say, and he still does stuff now. He's flying out to Brazil and all that kind of stuff. So I'd say Bugsy, Wish, Jay. Those probably like the main three for the type of music that we do. Yeah, Kaners.
Yeah,
he's definitely a hard worker. Shout out to Kaners as well, because yeah, music wise, especially since I've been back, that's been my guy still. Pause. But yeah,
you mentioned he reached out and helping you, even though he doesn't need to.
Yeah. He brought me out to Love Saves the Day. He got me on the Timeless Counting remix. He's always like phoning me, dropping me little gems here and there. So yeah, man, shout out to Kaners.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Alright, since we're on that one, top 5 Bristol artists.
Oh fucking hell, he's trying to get me in trouble. Well, the funny thing is with my top 5, it's not really based on I like people who stand up for being different. I don't care about how lyrical you are, how much syllables you got. And a lot of the people that I like, they don't put in enough work. Like, what's the guy's name? P Rax, P the Goat. I like him, like
cold.
Who's your friends? Lock the guy in the studio and make him just put P. Come and link me, innit? Studio's here for you, innit? Because his flow and his style is so unique. I like him. I think that if he just put in the work, he can actually go places easily.
100%.
Tack, same for Tack. I seen him the other day. I was like, yo, just keep putting in work. Keep putting in work.
He's got a big show coming.
Yeah. Maybe he took my advice because he's putting in the work now. So, Tack. What was the question again?
Like top 5 Bristol artists.
This ain't even top. This is just people I like listening to because my opinion.
It doesn't even have to be in order.
Yeah, my opinion will change next week. It literally depends on. Sometimes I don't even listen to rap. I'll have a moment where I'm only listening to soul music for a week, or I'm only listening to 90s music. So the people that I think, oh, let me go and check out his shit. So it'll be Tack, P, Pine's always in there somewhere.
Gotta be.
Vils is my go-to guy music-wise. Like, if I can't think of a chorus, then that's what I'm gonna call. Like, yo, Vils, I need a chorus. So it's all the Vils, Wish.
That's your 5 there, isn't it?
Yeah. I would have probably threw Gilly in there, but I heard nothing from him in a while. But yeah, Gilly was probably one of my favourites.
He was actually one of Bristol's coaches.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Gilly linked me as well, man. Just link me, man.
Comeback fam.
Man. Come on, man.
Definitely. Alright, let's go a different way. Which female artists in Bristol stand out to you? You mentioned Mo earlier.
Mo. What's the other girl? She was with Kaners at one point.
Oh, is it Aisha or something like that name?
No, not the singer girl. She raps.
It's not Brittany, is it? Who's the other one?
No, what's her name?
I don't even know.
I can't remember. She's definitely a rapper though. I can't remember her name. But
her. Kings, was she?
No. What's her name?
I don't know. You know.
Fuck's sake.
It's not Eva Lazarus, is it? Is it her?
No.
Because I know he's done stuff with her before.
No, I'm gonna have to find her.
Or was it Tanya Lacey? Maybe she.
No, I was gonna say Tanya, but no. It's not Tanya, but Tanya's in there.
Yeah, 100%.
But she's on a different level anyway. So
she's cold.
I could take her out of it because she's on a nation. Yeah, she's a star in it. So that's not even fair. Yeah, that's not even fair. But yeah, Roshi Romero, that's her name.
Oh yeah, she's cold.
So I would say Mo, Roshi Romero. Who else have I said?
You were just saying about
Jeannie Marie.
Oh yeah,
she's cold. She's cold.
I forgot about her.
Yeah, she's another person who's got that unique style. I don't even know if you're a rapper, a singer, or a poet. I just know your style is unique, and yeah. So yeah, them three. Who else? Crush.
Yeah, she's hard.
And Stallion.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
I like it.
All right, so I think I'm running out of questions now, but I'll think of something. Hold on.
And that's in no order. That's just random.
We're not worrying about orders here. I throw that in there to spice up a little bit. But like top 5 doesn't literally mean top 5, just 5 people that you're into. Because
and that's my top 5 as I'm sitting here. It will change tomorrow.
My favorite rapper changes every day. Innit?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'll be listening to one thing, I'll switch straight back to the
Exactly.
It's a madness. So, alright, it's an interesting one then. Do you feel it's hard to compete with like the local bubble thing? Because obviously certain guys are just Bristol guys, but obviously you're trying to get out there and do more things. Do you find it's hard to get out of that Bristol bubble?
It is. It's very hard, but you just gotta create your own lane. If you're in your own lane, nobody can cause you any traffic. That's how I see it. So you just gotta stay in your own lane, man. Like, I see a lot of people crying on the internet, so and so don't support me, but that so and so's looking for support themselves. So they especially, and if they're a bigger name, because I get it. A lot of these people are actually my friends, but they will not press that share button on my music ever. But I don't cry about it. You just gotta create your own thing. Create your own thing, man. It's the normal people who don't make music that are gonna support you in the end. Like, you can't be looking for support from other artists. Like, that trying
to make it as well.
Ultimately, they see you as their competition. Like, they don't want you to get that one extra view. That might be the one view more than theirs. Do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's only a selected few that don't really care, but for the most part, they care. Trust me. I've had people in my actual videos, and then I'll hear that they're saying certain thing about my videos. So it's like, yeah,
madness. I hate when people.
It's all competition. That's why it's hard to get out of the Bristol bubble, because the bubble's not getting any bigger.
Do you think that maybe, because obviously Aggie said in the podcast at RTM, like, you come from that era of competition, best looking competition, best dancer, best. Do you think because you come from that era, that's why everyone's so competitive?
Yeah, sort of, because with the youngers, I don't see it as they don't seem like they're competing against each other music wise. If anything, it'd be more road wise than music wise. But music wise, you never hear them talking about who's the best and all that stuff. The youngers ever.
Never hear that conversation.
Never. If it does exist, I've never heard it.
Never.
But it's quite different with them. So yeah, it's different.
It is a bit mad, isn't it?
So yeah, it's just all competitive. It's like, and because it's hard to get out the bubble, because nobody wants to help the bubble get bigger. Nobody's help blowing. No homo. What? Nobody's helping. Nobody's helping to blow the bubble up. Do you get what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to be the first.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So I'm not gonna help this guy blow. And another thing is, you might help that guy blow, but he's not gonna look back and think, oh, let me help everybody else. Once somebody blows, they don't care about Bristol no more. And I've seen that in certain people.
No, it's true.
Certain people ain't even blowed yet, but they're on the brink, and they've already, like, you can't get a feature out of them. You can't get nothing out of them because they think that the feature is only going to benefit you. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the Bristol mentality, man. This is a fuck. I used to think similar, because I remember there was a time when someone put a top 5 list, and if my name were on it, I would kind of be offended. But I've really, since I stopped doing music, and I've really came out of that. Like, now I couldn't give a fuck, like, if my name's on there or not. Like, literally, I couldn't actually care. But there was a time, especially the time at the start of OR, when we was just putting out video after video, I kind of thought like, nah, you're taking the piss if you don't put me on there. But I've realised that music is all selective and opinionated. Like, you might not like my music. There's people that might like flipping Tekashi 6ix9ine and think Nas is shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So music is literally opinionated. So I don't let that shit get to me no more. At all.
This is my whole Bristol's best rapper thing, innit? It's just like, how can anyone be the best when everyone likes something different?
Exactly. And that's what I've had to learn. Like, I used to think, how the fuck could you not like my shit? But everything's different. Everything's different. And everyone's in.
Like the prison stories that King Aggie tells.
Exactly.
People like the real life stories that you tell.
Exactly.
But people like the songs and the heartfelt stuff that Dash does, and it's just like, how can you have a best rapper?
Exactly. You can't. It's all opinionated.
Yeah, fam. Everyone's selective. And like, I hate the argument. I remember the top 5 list era in it. Like,
Fuck.
People literally like cussing each other out, threatening each other over these top 5 lists, just like.
Yeah, it used to get intense, man. It used to get intense.
And to think that was just a thing that like just kind of started from someone. I don't know who started these listings, but it just took over. For, like,
but they are needed at the same time, because it keeps people talking. That's why now I just look back and think, yeah, man, keep everyone talking.
Yeah.
They are needed. I remember there was one recently and people got offended. I was like, really?
Yeah,
still getting offended by this shit. Yeah, you still getting offended by this shit. Like,
like,
get over yourself. Like,
this is the problem, and it's an ego trip. It's just like, who cares if someone doesn't think you're the best? Do you think you're good? Okay, go. And it like, boom.
Exactly, and it's a musician thing, especially rappers. There's no rapper that doesn't think they're not the best.
Exactly.
No matter how shit they are, in their mind, I don't know what they can hear.
Literally, some people's content that's their
literally, there's no rapper that doesn't think, and if they do, then rap might not even be for you. Every single rapper thinks they're the best, no matter how shit they are.
You have to have a mentality of I'm the best to get to that point where you want to get.
Yeah, you've got to be kind of narcissistic to make music, to stand in front of on a stage in front of a crowd and say, "Hey, everybody, look at me." That takes a certain level of narcissism. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, especially if you want to be good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how. So that's just the music way. Musicians are weird. I say this to everybody. Musicians are weird. Cameramen are weird, producers are weird. Everything to do with that kind of thing, there's a lot of weirdos involved in it.
Yeah, the entertainment industry is a strange place.
Yeah, it is.
Like 100.
Definitely is.
Some of the stories you hear about stuff, you're just like, bruh.
Definitely is. It's a weird one.
But you navigate your way around in it.
Exactly.
You find out who's cool or whatever, who you can gel with, and you're calm in it. So
exactly.
You've got to find them people. So.
Yeah, literally.
All right, cool. So you mentioned your kids not long ago, and I was just thinking, it's like, how do you balance like your work life, your family life, and trying to be in the studio as an artist and managing other artists and recording for them?
It's hard. It is hard. I'm finding the balance now, but it has been hard. It has been hard. And especially with my leg and all those kind of problems as well. As you can see, I got my crutch here. That people might see me without the crutch and think, "Oh, Ellis is back to normal." Nah. That's really not the case. So yeah, it's hard, but I think in life everybody has to have something that they enjoy. Whether it's music, whether you're someone who likes clubbing, whether you're someone who likes linking girls every day. Everybody's got to have something they enjoy. It can't be all work it can't be all work and going to sleep. It can't be. Everybody's got to do something they enjoy. That's why I hate when people say, "Oh, you're too old to do music," but that same person is in
Bob Dylan.
That same person's in flipping Pam Pams partying with 18-year-olds. You're too old to be doing that, but I ain't judging you. So don't worry about what I'm doing for my enjoyment, especially if it's something that takes me places and I get paid to do. Who are you to judge me on that then? And there's people that wake up every Saturday morning, they're in their 40s and go pay to play for a football club. They're never going to make it in football, they're way past it, but that's what keeps them happy.
Yeah, they're happy with
so
it.
do what makes you happy. That's what I say. Do what makes you happy. There's no age limit on anything. Just do what makes you happy.
Nice.
Simple as that.
So how many hours would you say because obviously now you've got a new kid as well, quite younger. So how many hours would you say you put into studio time compared to family time? Are you always at home and always at work, or are you more in the studio?
I will do school run and come straight here.
Right.
So I'll be here from like 10 in the morning until I got to go back on the school run. And depending on how tired I am or how much bookings I got, I'll come back. If I got a booking, I'll come back because I'm getting paid. But sometimes I just want to get out of the house, so I'll come back anyway. Or sometimes I'm too tired and I'll just chill. But it's definitely after the school run, I'll always come straight here. So if I need to record, then that's when I'll do it. So I'm more of a lot of people record late at night. I record in the morning.
Yeah, man.
And that works for me. So then I can sleep at night. I'm tired.
What is your like recording process? What do you have to like smoke beforehand or a couple of drinks beforehand? What do you have
I've literally got no. I hate on people who's got a process because I've got no process. Like someone will send me, "Oh, I need a verse for this," and I think, no, I can't think of shit. And then I'll be in the shop getting my chain, and suddenly a whole 16's in my mind. I think, "Oh, I gotta get that done before I forget it." So my process is so random. I prefer like when I always give myself a time limit because my brain will snap into gear if it knows that I'm running out of time. Okay. So say I say, "Oh, I gotta finish this song by tomorrow," my brain will just automatically think of stuff. Okay. But if I know I've got time, my mind will just go blank. I can't think of anything. But if someone sends me a song, I'll always have the verse.
Okay.
Because my brain just thinks, "Oh, you've only got so and so to do it," and I don't like looking like the weakest on the song. So suddenly my brain will just kick into gear, and literally I've got no process. I've been in the studio with people who got the process. They're there. They've got the melody in there, da 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 da, and then they think of the words after that. That's not with me. I literally think of everything in one go. The melody, the what I'm gonna say, the punchline, everything. There's no method to my madness when it comes to music at all.
Is that the same with performances as well? Do you not have a performance routine that you go for?
Not at all. Like literally, I will step on the stage and think of everything there, but that's unprofessional of me. Like even going to Cardiff, I had no clue what I was gonna do once I got into the car. I didn't get no time to rehearse. I literally met up with Polly on the drive there, so we didn't get to rehearse. He didn't know when he was coming on stage, and originally I was meant to get 20 minutes, and that was cut short. So I had a whole intro planned out, but but I got cut off. So literally, that's why I was so nervous, because everything got thrown off out of sync straight away, because it was my first performance in a while. It was pretty deep. So from now on, I will be rehearsing and planning it out, and you have to. I learned that from Canis, because when he had the Love Save the Day, we was literally rehearsing every single day. And I only had an 8-bar, and he was still calling me, yo, you coming to Africa? I only got an 8-bar. Surely I can't go wrong with that, but it's just professionalism. That's what I learned. That's what I've learned. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, since we're on Canis, would you say Canis is one of the more serious artists in Bristol because of the way that he's handled himself in the industry? I'm not talking about any of the silliness or whatever, but as he handles himself in the industry, would you say he's one of the artists that are doing it properly?
Do you know what it is with Canis? If you know his family, you know he comes from a hustling family, so they know how to hustle. So Canis, it's like it's built in him. If there's a show coming up, somehow he gets on the show. He knows how to talk to people. He's just a haggler. And I like that about him, because if anyone who knows me knows, I don't talk unless I have to. I'm one of the most. I come across shy. I'm not shy at all. I'm very confident, but I'm just quiet. So yeah, Canis, he's just a haggler. So yeah, he's definitely, and because of that, he's known everywhere. Like everywhere. Literally, Canis is known everywhere.
Everywhere, bro. Like, I see him like performing all over the place.
Yeah.
People I go to other places like, yeah, I know about Canis.
Because he knows how to talk, and he knows how to promote. And that's another thing he's taught me, is how to promote my shit. And that's what I learned from Apollo as well. Because although he don't do much in music, when it comes to just promoting himself on Instagram, he's very good at that.
He's quick with it.
Yeah. So that's what I learned from those two. So just promote. Canis will be promoting a 10-year-old song in 2022 like it's brand new. Exactly. So yeah, I learned to how to hustle online from Canis.
That's sick.
Literally.
So would you, if there was a new artist looking for someone to like learn from, would you push them towards Canis or say, listen to me?
It depends how tough-skinned you are. Depends how tough-skinned you are, because Canis is one of those guys, he's just going to tell you the truth. And I can see how he falls out of people because of his personality. He's just going to tell you how he feels. So it can go wrong. So it depends how tough-skinned you are. If I know you're a tough-skinned guy and you actually want to learn and put in the work, you're not going to be lazy, then I'll say, yo, chat to Canis, innit? Ask Canis.
Interesting.
That's why me and him get along, because he knows that I'm going to say how I feel, and he knows I'm going to, like, vice versa. So there's nothing to ever argue about. It's just
that's the beauty of
literally, it's either you take it or leave it. Like, he'll say, oh, so and so, this is happening. Do you want this? Do you want that? Oh, you have to do that, and it's, oh, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
He's not actually my manager, so there's nothing to argue about anyway. It's just like, he just likes how I work, and I like how he works. So we've got a good music relationship. Like, literally.
So I noticed that in certain Bristol artists, some guys are all business, and like you and Canis are definitely two of the artists I would say are just business.
Yeah, it's just that's what it's got to be. That's what it's got to be.
Because like, you've been around for a hot minute as well, innit? You've been doing this for, well, you were doing it when I came into the game, and I've been in nearly 10 years, so like, you've been doing it for
exactly. Yeah.
I asked a question we asked yesterday. How did you end up linking up with Candy Farm?
I actually don't remember. I think he shot a video for somebody, and I just liked the video. I needed to get in contact with him, but I heard he was like hard work, and he's got a bad rep for some reason. I don't know why. I heard he's hard work and he don't like to work with some people, and some people said they hollered at him and he aired them, but I hollered and he hollered straight back, and we shot it. And I just know if I need a high quality video, my go-to guy is Candy Farm. A lot of times I think, oh, let me try someone else, but I just think I know what I'm gonna get with Candy Farm, so
100%.
It just makes sense for me to go to Candy Farm.
And unless, so artists hit me up all the time for music videos, innit? But I'm like, listen, if you got the budget, go see Chris. Anyway.
Yeah.
Don't come to me.
And to be fair, I don't want to say this on camera because he might start overcharging me, but he's way underpriced for how good he is. Like, way underpriced. So, but
he loves his craft, and
he does. He
loves what he does.
He does, and I think because he likes my music, it inspires him even more as well. So we just got that relationship, man. Shout out to Candy Farm, man. Good guy.
How was it to work with Pac-Man back in the day, and knowing what his success is like now?
I met Pac-Man through. How did I meet Pac-Man? I think he was down there shooting a video for Jibster at one point. I think I met him through, because there was a time I used to drop Jibster to Gilly's studio. Me and Jibster was close at one point. I don't know what happened with that either, but yeah. I met Pac-Man through him. Yeah, we was cool. Pac-Man was cool. He changed since he blew up, because I tried to hit him up on Instagram and he kind of aired it. I was like, alright, cool, you're that guy now, innit? You don't have to reply. There's a time I was buying you chicken sandwiches and all that kind of shit. Don't forget that shit, dude. And the funny thing is, yeah, because I knew he was going to blow, because it was obvious.
Yeah,
because it was obvious, so I knew he was going to blow. And I spoke to him and I said, yo, don't change up when you blow. And he's like, nah, I never do that. But he did. Maybe he didn't see my message, but he definitely changed up.
People do, innit?
Yeah, they do. It's like a natural reaction.
And I tried to keep my shit humble in it, but I've been known to get a little bit in my head with certain fame situations. I've worked with some fucking huge names, and sometimes that goes in my mind. I'm like, yo, man, I'm the dog. What are you fucking talking about? But then I have to remind myself, like,
he switched up, and I actually gave him the talk about switching up because we worked with Almino before that, and he switched up. Okay. And I told him about Almino switching up, and he said he bumped into Almino and told him that I said he switched up. So for him to switch up, well, I guess that just comes with success, innit? It just comes with, I guess.
When you reach a certain level.
Yeah, because there's people in Bristol that have switched up and they ain't even reached
certain levels
there yet, but they've already they switched up on their way to get in there. Yeah. Like, I've seen it hundreds of times.
There's people switching up now that haven't even been on like a real big stage. Or
exactly. Exactly. They just started getting some little bookings and switched up. So that's just how it goes.
And half these men are now having to make their own bookings to get on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's an artist I forgot when I was meant to do my top 5. I was meant to put Jibster in there as well. Jibster's hard. Shout out to Jibster.
He actually did a lot for Bristol's music scene. Like,
yeah, he did. He was popping. He was popping. Yeah, shout out to Jibster.
100%. All right, so some of your career highlights. What has been like the best moments for Ellis?
My best moments is the small moments, just like walking down the road and someone I don't know from anywhere tells me how much they love the music. One time, for instance, I came out of, my missus used to have a flat, and I came out of the flat and there was just a random, to me, I don't know him, but he looked like a crackhead, and he started spitting my bars from start to finish. I was like, what the hell? Like, it's stuff like that keep me going. Like, there's literally people out there, you don't know it, but they are listening. They are listening. Like I said, I got 2,000 friends on Facebook with 10 shares. Yeah, and this guy's probably not even a Facebook friend, but he knew my bars from start to finish. So there are people listening, and that's who I do it for. So don't worry about the people who's not supporting. There are people who's listening.
See, I always say this, and it's not the amount of views you get or likes or whatever.
Exactly.
Who's watching you.
Exactly.
Like some of the bookings I've had is because certain people are watching.
It is exactly. Five important people is more important than 100 fake people every single time.
Yeah, man. Since we're on the fake thing, yeah. What's your opinion on people buying views?
I don't have an opinion on it. Like, my thing is, when I see people opinionated on whatever people's doing, my thing is like, why the fuck you care about what someone else is doing?
Thank you, bro.
He could buy 1 million views. Who gives a fuck? That might be working for him. That might be something. That might be his way.
He might be getting into shit.
Because everything is technically buying views. If you get 100 people to share your shit, they might not necessarily be your real fans, but you might have got some views from that. If you pay for a sponsored post on Facebook, is that not buying views?
Exactly the same thing, fam.
I use Google Ads. Is that not buying views? Technically it is.
Technically, but
they still viewed your shit. It's not a fake view, but they still viewed your shit. But technically you bought the views. If you pay for what all these guys that message you on Instagram saying they can get you views, if you pay for that, for them to post your shit, technically that's buying views. You spent money to get views, right? So that's buying views. So everything is buying views. If you ask for a share, you might not have paid for it, but you asked for a fake view.
Well, that's what I mean. If you paid to get on the platform.
Yeah, exactly. If you paid to go on Grime Daily, you bought views.
Link Up TV, all that.
Technically, you bought real views.
There you go.
But you bought views. So my opinion is, I don't have an opinion on anything anyone else is doing. As long as it's not harmful to someone, why the fuck would I? That you lot need to stop fucking caring about whatever people's doing if it ain't in your business. Mind your own fucking business, mate. That's what you need to do. Like a lot of times, this is why I don't like Facebook beef. But a lot of time when I see people saying, "Oh, so and so's doing it," I think, "Bro, just mind your own fucking business. What the fuck? That might be his grind. You don't know what shows he got from buying views.
Exactly.
That might be what works for him. So mind your own business, bro. That's how I see it."
People say like someone's trying to tell me like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of Asian people." Maybe that's his network, fam. Maybe that's who likes his shit, isn't it?
Some people, I know people who have bought views and people have not known, and that has led to big things.
Right?
Didn't they say Chief Keef at the start of his career bought views? He blew from that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And to get paid on radio, proper radio, you got to pay. That's technically the same as buying views.
It's the same
They
thing,
didn't just hear you randomly and thought, "Oh, we like this
You gotta
guy.
pay for
Let's
radio
start." But you
spots
got to
and
pay
all
for everything. And this industry is a paying industry. Especially in this day and age, it's a paying industry.
You got to pay for everything.
Everything. If you want that Grime Daily post, you got to pay for that. If you want YouTube promotion, you've got to pay for that. You want Facebook promotion, you got to pay for everything. Is paid.
Everything is paid, fam.
Fake views ain't really getting you nowhere, but I don't care who's doing it. There's none of my business. That's how I see it.
You're paying a platform to make a video for you. You're not paying for views then too, because he's making you a video. Isn't
Literally,
it?
as an artist, you pay for everything. You got to pay for the beat.
Right.
You got to pay for this. So why not pay for promotion? Because that's the only way you're getting anywhere. There's people that pay to go on other people's tours.
This is what I'm saying, fam.
They didn't get invited on there because they was good. They paid. They paid. A lot of these young guys, when you see them all, they got on this watch, that jewelry. They haven't got that money. Oh, literally, they haven't got that money. They either hired it, or there's an older who's doing some dodgy shit who's paying for that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You get what I'm saying? So it's exactly.
You know what I'm saying,
So every single thing is paid for in music in this day and age. Everything.
The thing is, like, you can get replicas of everything now, so it's probably not
Exactly.
even a real deal. When
You watch a
see
music
bootleg
video,
it.
everything is paid for.
That's what I'm saying,
All these
bro.
twerking girls, they paid for that. These
That's what I'm
cars in the
saying.
background, they paid for it. Everything is paid
Everything
for.
is paid for, fam. That's what I'm saying.
Every
Like,
single thing is
you're
paid
paying
for. The cameraman was paid for.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything
like,
is paid
and
for.
working with guys like Candy Farm, you're guaranteed views because of the quality and because
Exactly.
of what he does. You know? So
Exactly.
you're still paying for views.
Exactly. Exactly.
glad
So
that-
fake views, I don't do fake views, but I don't care who does fake views.
No, it's not my problem.
That's my view on fake views, basically.
Sick. That was awesome. The conversation, that was sick.
That's my view on it. So
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
So, where can we find you on social media, bro?
at jnr.ellis on Instagram, Ellis Jr. on Facebook, All Out Entertainment on YouTube. Yeah.
And Facebook.
And Facebook as well, yeah.
You got
yeah.
Instagram for that as well, all out? Or?
No, not
No?
yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Not yet. I got a website. The website's actually built. I just haven't been putting no time into it. But I got. It's what's the name of the website? I think it's J.Ellis the artist. So
.com.
yeah. .com. Yeah.
.com, nice.
JEllistheartist.com.
Right.
I'm still working on that. So yeah.
But you
We're working, man. We're working. More videos coming soon. Yeah, we're working, man.
Alright, bro. Well, I appreciate your time, bro.
Always,
man.
love.
And just to end this thing, yeah, I need you to go. This is J.Ellis, and you're watching Eye on Bristol.
This is J.Ellis, and you're watching Eye on Bristol all day.
My guy.